Welcome, everybody. Devin, it's a pleasure to have you here on the podcast. My name is Andre Cvijovic, and I'm a CEO and founder of pretty much 4 companies and fifth one upcoming. And everyone has this core and passion and desire to help local wellness fitness businesses get most members at a minimum cost. That's the core. Now, the difference in the companies is the level of service you provide. So, for example, Referrizer, my oldest baby, now 12 years old, is the software as a service. Because we figured out, hey, automation, software is something you don't have to pay the person. It does it on its own every time, and it generates results. And that program generated 11 different features within to cover the whole journey, from online reputation to lead capture on the website, to from lead to customer conversion, from customer to member conversion, and then retention. Everything in between to make sure that you get most out of value of the business. And then on top of that, we created other kind of spin companies where people need the help of know-how. So I'm a host of Top Rated Gym podcast as well, where we educate people like yourself, bring experts on the side so we can provide them with the knowledge that I acquired. But instead of learning from me, let's learn directly from the experts. And then 2 other companies that helps with the new lead generation. If the business does not have good enough resources to launch a referral program, why not to launch the ads professionally? And then search engine optimization. We know this is a killer. We know this works. We know how to do it. So all of this is surrounding gym and wellness business owners with the tools and resources that can really deliver the value they're looking for. So that's a quick introduction.
Oh, that's awesome. And it seems like now nobody's going to know this because this is before the recording, but I mean, health and wellness seems to be a passion of yours. Would that be why you kind of geared all these companies around health, wellness, fitness?
I mean, I'm a wellness junkie. I'm a biohacker myself. I'm addiction to the gym as well. But the reason why we choose wellness and fitness is because these businesses are a category of the business that's usually lagging in technology. All new technology goes to enterprises and the big companies and so on. Local businesses are the last one to implement. And they already have data, they already have members, and they have a problem. And we figured out how to solve this problem in this little niche. And we talk about 400,000 businesses in US between fitness and wellness. That it's better to be really expert in small category than be good for everybody, right? Because we have data of 12 years combined. And with our AI now, we can choose and pick what works out of thousands of campaigns. And when the new person comes in or new campaign comes in, we can make suggestions, not based on guessing, but based on data, what will generate the most outcome, best results. And that's what's passion. That's why fitness and wellness, because it's predictable. With restaurants, it's harder. Nobody has customer data in it. You cannot ask people for referrals because there's no restaurants are really, really behind on acquiring data, right? And with the wellness and fitness space, we see the need, we see the problem, and we know how to solve it.
Outstanding, man. And again, it almost seems like each one of the 4 different segments of your companies are almost different tiers as far as what can be provided depending on where the gym is in their journey.
Exactly. What's cool about that, AI is coming big time. And if you think AI, let's say you're hiring the most intelligent, smartest, experienced chief marketing officer that costs $500,000. Let's say the money is not a problem, and local gym with 500,000 yearly revenue is hiring that kind of intelligence. And that's AI coming. And that person will have a team behind to audit and review competitors, audit and review past campaigns, see what marketing opportunity is giving, and segment and create campaigns based on which campaign gets you the most results with the minimum cost. Because you can always leverage your past customers first. Send a win-back campaign, get between 2 and 4% people coming in. If you have 2,000 people in the database, that's between 40 and 80 people can be next week back in your door. But if you need 100, you got to exceed that win-back database, and you got to go and shop for more. Now, next leverage is let's ask existing members to refer their friends. But once you max out that, like, what's the next one? Then you go to the ads, right? And then ads also have its own ceiling, because you cannot just push unlimited number of ads and get unlimited number of leads. So there's a breaking point where more money doesn't mean more better leads. You get there. So you go one by one channel based on a cost. And then you have existing members, you can upsell additional services. And then you go to SEO for long-term sustainable driving factor that once you position yourself on the top of the Google, you just dominate the world. That's why we have services, because every tier has its own position and every business is different.
I would say along with those tiers too, I mean, I could imagine the customer journey of yours, right? That maybe somebody starts out on a lower tier kind of service, but the whole point of the service is to maybe bring them up to the next tier so they can, not everybody has money for ads right away. So they might just focus on SEO, and then they go into ads, and then they go into the referrals and kind of stuff like that. So each thing kind of sets up the foundation and a step ladder for them to grow their business.
Our services were created, Devin. Because I got a client who really did incredible job. Let's say one of the wellness businesses in US. And he would come to me and says, Andre, we love everything you do, but we're still spending money over there for this agency. Can you handle SEO for us? Or can you handle digital ads? I was like, no, we're not doing this. We're doing it for us, not for the clients. Like, I know you would do a better job. I just hate my agency. Can you help us out? And I would reject him 3 times. And then I was like, okay, just you, don't talk about this to anybody, right? We will do him a favor as a loyal customer. And then, of course, we got to do everything in the highest level of service. We annihilate it. And then he didn't brag about it. Corporate saw their results. Like, what are you doing differently? Why you're number 1 on the leadership board with a 60% conversion? What's going on? Says Andre, I just could not.
He was forced to at that point, right?
And I was like, okay, let's hire a team here. Let's create a package. Let's create a whole system. Let's create a company about that, right? And another one, SEO as well. Like, how come your landing pages are way higher in SEO than my corporate page? What did you guys do differently? It's like, we just build the landing pages. We optimize them based on Google algorithm. We feed them with the data that Google likes to see, and that's it. It's not rocket science. We just do what's supposed to be done. It's like, yeah, but can you do that on my domain name as well? It's like, buddy, it's simple. Just here's the rules. Go do it yourself. It's like, yeah, it takes time. I don't know, and so on. Can you do us a favor? We'll pay you. And again, started like that. Now I have clients for 4 years who never stopped with us in these services. I don't want this to be about my company, but I want people who are listening this to get idea that when you find service or provider or vendor, treat them as your partner. Treat them as they are part of your company. Treat like you acquire them and they are in your team. A lot of companies that hire a vendor, they think it's a transactional relationship. I give you money, you owe me results. And they expect more than they give. You gotta be a good to your vendor, and you gotta provide them with as much data. They need to know everything that's in your mind in order to deliver the results. You gotta bring them in the house. You gotta walk them through your business. If you can't walk them in person, take the camera and walk them through the business. Be one there that will let them educate. Let them experience your business. Let them invite them to your servicing, to what you offer, to your products, so they can feel it on their skin. I bought Biocharger, for example, because I love it. It's the best biohacking device out there for my own personal needs. And I loved it so much that I was telling CEO how awesome this device is, and I was educating him how he should sell it. He came to me, and was like, Andre, you got to help me out. Can you be my advisor? Can you get on to be my part-time CMO? Can you help us out? You understand it. And I was sharing my advice just because I experienced it. It's like, no, buddy, I just advise you. And for 3 months, I was advising their chief marketing officer, their marketing manager, about how to change website, how to put the language, how to make it understandable for everybody. And then one point of time, it's like, oh, she's not getting it. Can you just help us do it? Right? Because if you bring the vendor closer to you, and this is for every business, they will appreciate it and they'll do more work for you than somebody else who is just transactional. It's not the vendor's fault they're not delivering. It's mostly your fault by setting wrong expectations and wrong delivery of the content they need to know, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense. I think we have similar ethos when it comes to that, right? If I'm to all my clients, quote unquote clients, right? They're partners. That's how I treat them. Like we are in this together. And just like a couple of points you said there, communication is key, right? Whether it's a Slack channel, WhatsApp, a phone call, an old school phone call, right? Or a Zoom call. To have that type of communication and relationship, I think benefits, well, from my experience, it does. It benefits both parties immensely.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great.
Exactly. Because it's like hiring them in-house. The problem is
Without
like,
having to, right?
exactly.
Great, brother. When it comes to, so yeah, let's go like a little bit more high level here, right? When it
Sure.
comes to your business and then more so your industry as a whole also, like what kind of trends are you seeing in the market right now? Like what winds are blowing?
I can tell that a couple years back, there were really first steps of adoption for marketing automation. Text messaging was totally new thing. Marketing automation, drip campaigns, lead nurturing, right, was totally at the beginning stage. Now, good brands, advanced brands are all implementing it. And it's not one journey. It's pretty much every journey you can have. People think it's like, oh, what do I have? One journey, a lead comes in and you nurture them until they become client. This is just one. We can go in 30 different journeys, right? Because that lead can split multiple times, split in, hey, they schedule a trial, right? Or not schedule a trial, two different campaigns. And then those who schedule it, did they attend or not attend? Two different campaigns. And those who attend, did they purchase or not? Two different campaigns. Those who purchase, did they become member or not? Right? Those who become member, are they active member or not? So, and then everything has to be tailored message. And then when they are member, are they active or passive? Are they member at risk or not? Right? And then credit card fails. All of that, every little thing that your employee does manually can be automated through automation. Now, this is all past and current stage. Future stage is all about AI. But people get wrong idea about what AI is. I'll tell you one thing that shocked me. 3 years ago, I was at the Tony Robbins conference where Peter Diamandis came on stage. Says, mark my words, by the end of the decade, we'll have two types of businesses. Those who fully utilize AI and those who don't exist. Period. There's black and white. There's no middle ground. And so business with AI will replace or swallow business without AI. Now people think like, oh yeah, that's not going to be here. Same story was by camera people, digital camera, the film camera photographers. They would say, oh, digital camera will never make good quality photo like my really 35 millimeters film, Kodak. Gone. Right? Industries are getting swapped. Now, if you're an owner of any business, it's going to affect you. Industry is coming so rapidly that if you're not spending 20%, if you're an employee, if you're not spending 20% of time to improve your job with AI, you're falling behind. If you're a leader, if you're not spending 40% of your time to catch up with AI, you're falling behind. Because every hour in execution of AI, it's like 10 days in a human performance. It's a game changer. So I would advise people to start looking. When you go on social media, when you go on YouTube, when you search for AI in this business or AI in this process, AI in lead generation, AI in marketing, AI in conversion, AI in retention, AI in operations, anything, the algorithm will recognize your need and is going to start feeding you with all these ideas. Believe it or not, because you're part of the AI big picture. And then you will start getting ideas what people are doing differently. And then once you get idea, you will start to search, how do I do this? And then one by one thing is going to pull you into the world of AI. You don't have to think about, oh, how I'm going to implement it. It's going to be presented to you, literally. So many examples businesses can do it. You start by seeing what's the most repetitive process that I do all the time. You list those. And then what I like to say is every employee have three kind of jobs. So there's a job that employee, manager, owner, CEO loves doing it. It's the job that you're inspired to do it. If you're a trainer, you like training people, right? If you're a CEO, you like inspiring people, right? You are creating ideas and so on. Those are the green, we call them green jobs, right? Where it's pump up. You can do it whole day long. And by the end of the day, you feel empowered. Like, oh
Gives
my
you
God,
energy. Yeah. Yep.
it gives you energy. It's like recharging. It's like kid playing out whole day long. You can barely take him home. And then we all have these orange jobs. Gotta be done. We know without that, cannot move forward, but that's some kind of admin work, right? I finished the class, I gotta enter it in the computer, right? Not my fan. I wouldn't do it whole day, but I gotta be part of that thing. I gotta pick up my toys. I play the whole day. Toys have to be picked up, right? And then there's a red job. And red is one that you hate doing it, but there's nobody else who can do it. You gotta clean that bathroom from stinky bastard that nobody else will do it, right? You gotta do some chores around the house. It's because it's part of growing up. You gotta go and prepare the gym for tomorrow workout or clean all the machines or do something. Now, when we look, for example, if you're in sales, nobody likes to chasing and following lead and trying to think about how to follow up, what to say, read and prepare for the meeting and so on. So if you list all the things you're doing most often and you color code them, red, orange, green, you start automating and putting AI behind those red ones. They're most often happening. Because they're the easy ones to adopt. Your employee will say, by all means, take all the cleaning from me. By all means, take all follow-up from me. By all means, do all this preparation. I wouldn't mind. You'll have no resistance in your team to adopt the AI. They'll be grateful, and then employee will have a more orange and green space to do what they love to do. In every position, you can ask your employees, what are the jobs you're doing most often? Color code. Everybody understand these three colors. And then start there. And then you start Googling and searching. The best part is ask AI how to use AI. Go to ChatGPT and have a conversation. I want to optimize this work. I want to automate, and I want to replace it with AI. This not job position, but job responsibility, that bullet point that's red in a job description that nobody likes. I guarantee you'll get at least 5 ideas. And then you go to Gemini, Grok, Claude, ChatGPT, name it, and ask the same question.
And I think that's what a lot of the employees, just to jump in there,
Sure.
I think that's what a lot of the employees that are worried, right? So some of the college graduates out right now, right? There's a study that 80% of them, let's say, are scared that they're not going to be able to get a job outside of college because of AI. Meanwhile, they don't understand that fear comes from somewhere, but doesn't really make sense because I always say that you need HI and AI, right? Human intelligence and artificial intelligence.
Yes.
To do the same job, but faster. You still need somebody managing the tools, right?
That's right.
So, I know you were using the bathroom example, but let's say for something, let's keep it gym. I got a good example for a trainer. So my sister owns a athletic training gym, so it's very sport specific. She trains athletes based on their sport. She loves the training part of it. She hates coming up with the actual regime that they go through. Like she has a couple of favorites and this and that, but to actually write it down and do it, she would rather just come up with it as will. But per the program, she has to have it written down. And I said, Vicky, her name's Vicky, I'm like, Vic, let me show you how to do this. I'll do it for you the first time, but I'll show you how to operate this tool, which is ChatGPT, right? So it can just pump out these programs for you with the press of a button. And it gave back a half hour a day that she could focus on other higher leverage opportunities, whether it was trying to get more clients or making sure that her retention is high, stuff that you're familiar with, stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's a perfect example just from my own experience.
Absolutely. And this is very visual way to represent. You'll have no resistance and adoption. People will get it and teach them. And in AI world, There's a lot to learn. People use ChatGPT like Google. That's a big no-no. Because you want to use ChatGPT as a very smart cognitive consultant that you're paying $1,000 an hour.
Mm.
And you don't want to say like how to do this. No, ChatGPT will, if this is what I tell my team. ChatGPT is like collective intelligence of 8 billion people. And you have a really big megaphone. And you go out and you say, how do I optimize lead conversion? And now ChatGPT is going to 8 billion opinions and asking, and first one to come to you will give you the answer.
Mm.
What you need to do is like position AI, says, who do I want to talk out of these 8 billion intelligence inside? And it's like, okay, I want you to act as a world best content marketer. Boom, you have one inside, because ChatGPT will figure out who's the best and get to that person. You can ask, I want you to act as a Joseph, who is the world best copywriter, right? Sugarman. Or I want you to act as Donald Miller and his approach. And then it's going to go to his approach. It's like, from that point of view, I want you to represent my business. And then you got to explain what your business is about. Who's your target market? What do you do? Who you work with? What's the problem? What's the outcome you're looking for? You got to feed half page of data to that prompt at least. And then you will get a really good answer.
Really good answer. Yeah. When I was coaching one of my clients in payment processing, how to prompt, and I show him. He's like, "Dad, how did you go?" Oh, I was doing market research for him using the deep research feature in ChatGPT. And I said, "Well, this is how I did it." He goes, "How long did it take?" Well, it took almost an hour for the answer to come back, right, for the completed research. And I said, "Do you want to see my prompt?" And he saw it, and it was a full page long. I said, "This is how you need to communicate with this tool. You're going to get out what you put in. That's the best way. Garbage in, garbage out. Gold in, gold out is what you're going to get."
And this is not a lot. I can tell you that if you're CEO of the company or you have multiple companies, you need something called master prompt. And it can be 30 pages long. Because you gotta, and you create it once, you just update it. This is my processes, this is my people, this is my department, this is my revenue streams, this is my pricing, this is everything. Like, let them get to know you. And you do it once, and you just copy paste it, and you add the questions later on, right? You don't say, I want to hire front desk person. No, whoa, give me job description. No. He says, this is my vision, this is my culture, this is my values, this is my problems with the previous people that I have to fire. This is what patterns are happening. I need somebody who is going to be there and do this. Like, you put dream, and then it's going to create job description that attracts those people. You got to communicate like you are really paying $1 million for that hour. People mispresent the incredible impact that AI can do just in ChatGPT. The problem is they don't know what to ask. I'm creating now a new app called Top Rated Coach that's going to do this work for them. So it's going to understand gym owner or local business.
Sure.
It's going to also audit. So you're coming to a doctor, you're going to full MRI, right? You might come with a problem if you're in your elbow, but full MRI will tell you everything that's challenging and why and how to fix it. But it's also going to audit all your competitors to see how they stand against you externally. And it's going to provide you feedback, instructions, and to-dos, like literally plan how to make it better. But science-backed, data-driven, AI-powered coaching.
Yeah, that sounds like a really useful tool that I'm sure a lot of gym owners are going to want, because I think that's a thing too that a lot of business owners in general, and I think you can agree with this, that they'll come to you with something that they want, that they think they need, but it may not be the bottleneck that they have to tackle at that point in time. So they need something to really dive in deeper to see what the actual root cause is.
Everybody wants more members.
Right.
I need more revenue. Hold on, buddy. Let's see where the problem is. In order to understand more revenue, you got to understand your churn. But in order to understand your churn, you got to understand the problems that customer experience. Do you have exit survey? Do you have a customer survey that while they're there? Do you understand what's going on? How your retention is compared to the industry retention? Who's taking your clients? Where they're going after you? And then you got to understand lead acquisition, because it's one big bucket that called revenue, but it has holes that has to be patched. Sometimes you don't need more pipes pouring in. You just need to patch the holes. And a lot of people will say, oh, just give me more leads, or my lead sucks. No. Who knows what in the middle of the funnel or processes there's a problem, right? So that's the whole holistic picture, and that's what AI have capabilities of understanding. But you gotta communicate. You gotta give it understanding. So recently, yesterday, I audited 17,000 phone calls. I put in an AI to transcribe them. Let's say just one brand for 30 days of all calls coming through the system, and we recorded them. So I transcribed them, and I was like, AI, score success of this call. And I give it 2 pages prompt based on 5 areas, what to ask and how to compare. And every call ranked 0 to 100. And gives 3 bullet points recommendation what could do it. And was like, okay, now break it down based on this location. What's the common pattern for this location? And it broke down like, oh, they are not doing good call to action. There's no follow-up, right? They're not introducing upsell services. They're not greeting by their name. They're not introducing themselves in the business they're calling. All these patterns that's happening. And then you can break down based on employees. As, oh, Mike is doing well, but Mary is not, right? And then you can say, what's the problem with the whole brand? Like, based on 6,000 calls, there's a consistency of this. And I'm thinking, this is the training problem. SOP that's coming from the corporate. AI can spot and coach and introduce better way for your existing employees so they can get training how to behave, how to answer the question, and be consistent. And if you have a right partner, he can provide you with that. So you are getting most out of time and employees and making their job easier. Understanding how to do it and why to do it and the best practices. And it's just a fun. It took me 2 hours. 2 hours for 17,000 calls.
Now, was that what color activity was that?
What kind of what?
What color activity was that? Was that a green activity for you?
Oh yeah, of course. This is the I don't know how I call it. I gotta make up a new color. So that's the one that propels you. It'll drop everything else just to play with that.
So curious then, and again with gyms, and obviously I'm well ingrained to the fitness community. My sister mentions that she gets hit up all the time. On your end, like, what does your current competitive landscape look like?
It's a great question. You see, I love my competition. I don't think people look at the competitors the same way as I do. Competition is inspiration. Competition comes from the Greek word that means conspire together. Instead of me taking from you, there's a big blue ocean and we are all with the buckets next to it and trying to drain the ocean. There's no such a thing. But we all learn from each other. So a lot of competitor, or let's say different companies, vendors, have to come together to provide what we provide in one platform. Because we have this set of tools that seamlessly connect and integrate and share the same data. Competitors offer one thing. And in order for business to apply this omni-channel approach, they have to integrate in each tools. And integration is clunky, and it feels like you duct tape certain parts. And, data doesn't flow between the system, only between mother system. And then there's the compliance issues, right? And the hardest thing is for end user. Let's say, for example, you have a loyalty program of one company, text marketing from a second company, a reputation management from third one. You have a referral program from the fourth one. And everybody's asking the same customer for either earn points, introducing referral program, asking for review, and so on, or sending promotion. Now, imagine that customer coming and getting text message from 4 different phone numbers. Some of them don't get receive the messages. Some of them you cannot call back. Like, it's confusing hell out of a customer. You don't want that. So what we like is platform that's why we develop all these features, not because we want it, it's because it has to be done to serve the customer and our business with the best way.
Yeah, there's another use case example, and I couldn't agree more. When my client in payment processing came to me and he told me we actually had a side-by-side meeting with somebody in the cannabis industry.
Yeah.
And we had 4 different locations. And in each location, he was using a different payment processor. So nothing was aggregated when it comes to seeing everything on a platform. And I just told him, I wasn't trying to make the sale for my client, but I asked him a question. Like, when it comes down to the like reconciliation at the end of the day or week or month, however you do that, or seeing everything, like, how long does that take? He said, "Oh, it takes forever." And I'm like, "Why aren't you, not that you have to go with my guy, but why aren't you using one vendor?" And he was just like, "I don't know. I didn't know something like that existed." And that's another thing too, when it comes to educating the market of what is possible as far as output and reporting and kind of stuff like that. I mean, of all facets of life, but almost anything is possible these days, and they just have to find the right person. And I guess at the same time, it's up to us to make sure that we're able to be found as well.
Exactly. It's both ways. It's our responsibility it's our moral responsibility to educate clients about what we do,
Right.
because we committed our life, right? This is my life commitment to helping businesses grow, getting their words out, taking over their red pieces of work so they can do what they love doing the most. And us doing these things that is green for us, but red for them.
Right.
AI is, everything's green for AI. You know, it's never going to complain. It's never going to take day off. It's never going to say, sorry, I forgot. No, you add automation with AI as a part of it, properly done, you have something. You know, I want to add this quarter, Referrizer have designed around 21 roles in our company that we are building AI employees fully from scratch. That's going to not replace existing people because I never hired them, but they're going to do a brand new job, and they'll do it at a scale. So if I need 4 of them, I'll just launch 4 automations,
Right.
or 20 of them. It's just duplicating effort later on. Takes me about maybe 2 months to build fully automated job description with at least 8 or 9 skills. And then you have fully automated, AI-driven, intelligent, human-like behavior that can do work 24/7.
And you don't have to pay them health insurance.
You don't have hourly, no commission, no insurance. And
No,
you
I
get
definitely.
KPIs, you get a scorecard, you get their performance, and you know which part is requiring optimization.
Right.
That's the beauty of this.
I do love that, man. I'm just being cautious of time here. Do you have a hard stop?
I'm good for another 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to wrap up for then. Another kind of just behind the scene questions here, right? When it comes to your day to day, right, as founder and CEO of multiple businesses, can you walk me through what your day to day looks like?
Sure. So very disciplined days, crazy ones. So I'm early riser, start of a clock, waking up at 4 o'clock. First thing what I do is 4:30 I hit the gym. So it's either local gym where I go workout or group workout like F45. Usually 45 to 60 minutes. You come home, you're ready for a cold shower, must be protein shake or some green juice just to get good nutrients in your body. And then my preferred action is to do priming. And priming is, that really depends on how I feel in the morning. And priming is a highly recommended exercise that you sit with yourself for 15 minutes and you walk yourself through guided meditation. And I use Tony Robbins priming from his UPW. It's available on YouTube. Everybody can do it. And it sets you up with the mindset of like, oh my God, bring me this day. I'm gonna annihilate it. You go from energy 3 to energy 9 right away. And then you get into the work. I love checking up what's in my plan. If I go just to email and start responding to things, I become responsive, like reactive. My first thing on the schedule is plan my day. So I go in, open up, and I read through all the rocks that I scheduled for this quarter. That means I got to see what I'm on track, what I'm off track. And that like brings up all things in my mind, like, whoa, this is what I need to work on. This is what I scheduled. This is what I committed. This is what I have to deliver it. So all other noise responses disappear. Then I look at my calendar, what I have commitments for, and I plan my day to knock off at least 6 things. One big one, a couple medium one, and a couple small ones. If I knock off 6 things from my list for that day, I feel like this day is a success. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
And then after that, my days are long, but since I have a privilege of working from home, right, I will work pretty much long days. And long days for me is up to, let's say, 6 p.m. So I start like 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., 12 hours a day. I, of course, takes a break for lunch. And then I go out with my wife to play pickleball in the evening, come home, and that's it, right? Go to sleep about 8:30. That's my day. Weekends are also, I wake up probably at 6 o'clock on weekends. Same thing. I give myself 2 hours more sleep. And I stay Friday and Saturday night a little bit longer.
No, it makes sense. Yeah, I would say for the majority that it does come up in conversation, I have most people I get up at 5 a.m. I felt good about it. I'm going to have to start waking up at 4. What time? Just curious, what time do you go to bed?
8:30.
Around 8:30. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
8:30. I don't suffer on sleep. No, I measure my sleep. I have to be in the green zone. I do everything in my day to keep my energy at the highest level.
Okay. Yeah.
So if I have a day or two days of sleep, I'll go to sleep 7:30 to catch up. But I'm not gonna miss waking up at 4. Right? 4 o'clock is my time on. Boom. Has to be gym. Has to be a workout. Has to sweat. Has to priming for my body. Has to be good nutrients. Has to be. I'm lately doing everything calculated. Like literally daily stay on a scale, calculating nutritions and calories, like with the app, and calculating my workouts. Like it's so easy today to do this, because if you want an optimum performance, if you want a maximum performance, and optimum means maximum, best of your ability to perform at the highest level, then you gotta understand your body, how it reacts, and what you can do to amplify every minute of your day. And that's what makes me feel good. I don't like dragging myself and doing things slow. No. Boom, reset immediately. Go take a cold plunge. The moment I feel my energy is below 5, cold plunge. You see how it goes back to 9, right? Or if I have a long day, I'll cut it out and do a red light therapy for 20 minutes. Boom, you get a new day in the middle of the day. Reset, right? I do my biocharger, something called brain activation frequency in the morning instead of coffee. That spikes up your brain alertness to the highest level. It's all biohacking things. And of course, supplements. Supplements are my thing. NADs I'm taking as a supplement, resveratrol, all those brain food that you get from omegas and
Right.
glucose and other things. So you gotta, because we are consuming brain. People don't understand. Brain is like just 2-3% of the body weight, but it consumes 20% of your oxygen. So it's the biggest energy consuming organ in our body, right? And if you don't treat it at such as demanding organ, you don't get most out of it.
I love that. Love that. Sorry, didn't mean to go on another fitness track again. Yeah. Just when it came to my wife, actually, just a little tidbit. My wife got me one of those Whoop bracelets.
Yeah. That's the
one. Oh, you got it. Yeah. So I'm not wearing mine right now. She got me one of those. Definitely, I use it mostly, obviously, for activities and stuff like that. I try to make sure that I wear it to the gym, but I was more interested in my sleep. I had a hard time. As soon as I started catching up on that, I noticed that my energy levels throughout the day definitely increased. I took some notes down, though, about the brain activities and stuff as well. So I want to let you know I'm going to implement those soon so I can stop drinking 2 cups of coffee a day.
Yeah, I cut my coffee. I still take in, I got to admit, caffeine drinks, because caffeine is in many shapes and forms.
Sure.
Like, let's say a liquid IV, right? It's a supplement you add to the water, and it's like hydration. It's really good, right? But it has like 40 milligrams of caffeine inside. Right. I drink sometimes green tea or black tea. They do have caffeine in it.
They do, yeah.
But, coffee itself, it gives me a gist, such a pump, but also crash. And I don't like crashes. Right. So I'll take a form of caffeine that does not apply withdrawal or caffeine crash.
Makes sense. That does make sense. Sorry, back on track here. When it comes to, let's talk about your vision, right? I would love to know a little bit more about your vision. When it comes to your goals for the next 6, 12, 36 months, what does that look like?
Good, because 10-year vision doesn't exist anymore. 5-year business plans are outdated. All what we can do is quarter by quarter planning. I do follow something called entrepreneurial operating system. And I even have a book here behind me. It's always around it. It's right here. So I don't know if you're familiar with the EOS. Really brilliant process organizer for the company. And it mandates creating a vision and 10-year plan, 3-year plan, 1-year plan. And then breaks it on quarterly plan. What do you want to break down that 1 year in a quarterly? And then it puts in a scorecard. How do you measure you're getting there? You put where you are, where you want to be, and every week you're measuring against it, right? In our goal, in our company, everything we're doing, we're just starting in July, change every employee job description to add an AI implementation mandatory. Mandatory. So, and everybody starting on probation, like they are just hired on job with expectations that AI is part of it. And then every month at the end of the month on a payroll, we send a survey asking like, what is the tools and resource? How did you use it? What did you optimize? How do you plan to use it? So it's not coming from the top to the bottom about what you should do. It's coming from everybody as tools, ideas, and resources. So I have 75 people thinking about how they will implement AI instead of just a couple people in the leadership. And it's from the different angles. It's internal operations efficiency, plus how do we develop AI that can help clients? Because clients will depend on our AI solutions to drive their AI adoption. And it's all 360. And then 1 day a week, every team stop working what they're working and just have morning till the evening, full day hackathon about AI implementation. So that's the time when they start researching, watching videos, checking tutorials, going into AI, asking themselves, how do I replace what I'm doing now with AI fully on? Because we all have job to do. We all have customers to serve. We all have agendas and calendars and so on. But this is no interruption. You don't even check the email. You say, I'm out of the office. For that day, and every team has different day, like from Tuesday to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, boom, all in. And then at the end of the day, they have a 1-hour presentation, what they found, how they can do it, what's the outcome. And that gives everybody idea. And then once a month, we have company-wide learning time, AI resources. What did you apply and what results you got from AI in your department? And that's cross-pollinating between departments about, whoa, this is cool. How did you do that? So one example is we have a job position, one favorite one. The guy's job was to listen to the calls from the call center, who is scheduling appointments. And when they schedule appointment, to listen to see if they lied, do quality assurance, or is this demo qualified demo? Very, very repetitive job. He says, can I create myself as an AI employee? In 2 weeks, he fully replaced himself. Got the call, transcribed it, put in AI, audited the AI, put instructions, created KPI, delivered outcome. Instead of being fired because he didn't have a job, I promoted him, right? Like, you are now our AI evangelist in the company. Now he goes into call center. Boom, every demo or every onboarding is being audited. And then you get consistency. Like, oh my God, we see some lack of consistency on following agenda. Boom, now we're doing in sales. It's every department now. We're connecting the whole process about everything. Now we're thinking about how we can do that in engineering, how we can, for example, I'm doing some incredibly complex estimation, brand new feature, AI powered. It will take me a month to break it down in hundreds of tasks and estimate each task with the design, front end, back end coder, tester, marketing piece of it, knowledge base education, like nightmare. But with AI, it was a 1 day. Boom. And you get like 400 tasks. And then I use AI to write user stories, like descriptions for the instructions for the designer or developer how to do it. And we get it beautifully done based on screenshots, and we design it using the AI tools for design. So, and it was like, I got to put estimate on it. Now I export last 11 years of data in our Jira project management, where we tracked how much hours and minutes were spent on each task. So I gave them 17,000 tasks as a sample data. It's like, based on this sample data, estimate how long it's going to take me to do these tasks, and came out with like 1,300 hours, minute by minute calculated, optimized. I was like, whoa. All what I need to do is do sample rate to compare with a human estimations, like how far are we at. It's incredible. This is like, guys, in one day job that will took probably a full month of dedicated person, just banging one after another, with probability of making mistake really high. It was done rapidly. So
And probability of burnout as well.
burnout, exactly. And now imagine client who got to estimate next week instead of a month from now. I was like, boom, that looks professional. Well done. So that's
awesome.
Just one of many, many examples how you can use AI. There's no limits. We found no limits now in what can be done. It's just how far are you thinking to implementing it. There's so many tools out there, like we can talk about it day and night.
We could. Just being conscious of time here. Based on what you just said, I'll end on this one question here. If you had a magic wand to wave and solve one thing in the business, I'm guessing with AI, what would that one thing be?
I would say in my business, there is a gap now in the world of coding and development, because you can use AI to create new applications, but AI still cannot enhance and go deep into existing app that's built for 12 years. So if there's a magic wand I would love to do with AI, is to interview all my developers somehow rapidly and fill in the gaps of where the lack of knowledge, whatever my developer keeps in their mind, to extract that, put it in a database, so it can take over of development. If that was a possible, 100x development of the new features and value for our clients. The bridge about what we know transferring into the AI is a current limitation.
Interesting. Very good topic. So